up, we'll share what people living on Madison's north side had to say tonight to city officials about continued gun violence in the area. Plus, the latest on the FBI raid at Mar-a-Lago, what the Attorney General had to say today about the investigation and why he wants the search warrant publicly released now. And we have new information tonight about the background of a man authorities say tried to breach an FBI field office in Cincinnati before being killed by police. You're watching News 3 Now at 10. People are frustrated about gun violence in Madison, wanting solutions and soon. But finding those solutions takes teamwork and talking, and that's where community leaders are starting from tonight. Armand Rahman joins us now live in the newsroom. Armand?
Eric, for 18th District Alderman Charles Miadzi, the tipping point came after the shooting death of an 18-year-old on the north side last month. That's why he wanted to bring all sides of gun violence together to figure out the solutions.
I hope our whole city wakes up and help us solve this problem. I don't find it acceptable what's becoming worse in Madison as we grow bigger.
Bonnie Rowe is a mother living on the west side, but when it comes to gun violence, she's concerned about her kids being safe anywhere in Madison.
I would love to hear that the mayor is taking gun violence seriously and working on steps along with the police department to help us have a safer city.
And that's exactly what Mayor Satya Rhodes Conway did.
You being here means that you want to be part of the solution.
At a panel organized by 18th Ward Alderman Charles Miadzi.
I know there's no easy solution, but we have to do something. We can't continue to do nothing.
But the fact that it isn't an easy solution,
you know, it's not necessarily a gripe session, right?
Is what public health in Dane County wants neighbors to know.
There's ways that we can get to the root causes of violence that doesn't involve law enforcement, where we're addressing, homelessness. We're trying to address food insecurity.
And the key is separate, so the responsible adult would hide the keys, obviously, have them somewhere different, and then the gun would not be able to be discharged by anybody.
With free gun locks, Narcan training, and more, health officials say
violence in itself is a sickness.
It's all about prevention.
I think that Madison, in general, if we're looking at the data, isn't necessarily going in a worse direction, but we're in a place right now where we can actually make lasting impacts at a grassroots and neighborhood level, right, before it becomes this bigger issue.
And the city's CARES mental health response team, Operation Fresh Start, and other youth outreach programs also had representatives there tonight.
Armand, thank you. There is a critical shortage of corrections officers across the state right now, something the latest class of graduates there wants to change. Class 388 got their badges earlier today, the DOC's largest group of graduates this year, and they're entering the workforce at a time where the state is having a hard time finding enough people to staff its prisons.
I know there's a lot of burnout, people are tired, and I'd like to help out.
Now, earlier this year, the governor announced a pay raise for state corrections officers in hopes of attracting new applicants. Officials say they expect their next graduating class to be between 60 and 70 people, which should provide even more help in addressing staffing shortages. Let's go to Chief Meteorologist Gary Canalti now with a check on our certified most accurate forecast. Gary?
Well, it's been sunny and dry all day today, but tomorrow will be a different story. We'll have more clouds and probably some showers as well. As we take a look at the time lapse from the WISC Skycam, we had some clouds early this morning, but then the sun came out and we had mostly sunny skies for just about the entire day. In fact, skies even cleared out as we headed towards sunset. But out to the west, there have been periodic showers and even a few thunderstorms running from central Minnesota through northeastern Iowa, but they haven't gotten any closer to Wisconsin all day today. They've been staying out to the west of us. So right now, the nearest rain is over toward Waterloo, Iowa, and even that is dissipating as it moves toward the south. Temperatures right now on the cool side, or cooler than they have been recently, thanks to the dryness of the air. 65 right now in Madison, already down to 61 degrees in Sun Prairie. To the west, 63 degrees in Mount Horeb. And as we take a look at temperatures across southern Wisconsin, mainly 50s to the east of Madison, with a little bit of a lake breeze making its way inland, whereas farther to the west, temperatures are mainly in the 60s. Overnight, look for skies to become partly cloudy. It'll be cooler than last night. Low temperature dropping to 53, but the clouds will be in here pretty quickly tomorrow. I'll tell you when we can expect rain in just a few minutes.
Gary, thank you. And we are learning more tonight about the search warrant issued for former President Trump's Mar-a-Lago estate. CBS News says a grand jury issued a subpoena to the former president this spring, and now Attorney General Merrick Garland says he wants that search warrant to be shared with the public. Skylar Henry now with the latest details from Washington.
It was Attorney General Merrick Garland who approved the decision to seek a search warrant for former President Trump's Mar-a-Lago estate.
The search warrant was authorized by a federal court upon the required finding of probable cause.
The search is part of a Justice Department investigation into Trump's handling of White House documents, including classified information as he left office. Garland is now asking a federal court to unseal the warrant, which may provide new details about the search. The former president has until Friday afternoon to object to its release.
The department filed the motion to make public the warrant and receipt in light of the former president's public confirmation of the search and the substantial public interest in this matter.
Threats against law enforcement have grown louder since the search, with calls for civil war and violence on social media.
There was a tidal wave of anger and animus that came from radical supporters of President Trump.
At the end of his brief remarks, the Attorney General said he will not stand silently by while the men and women of the Justice Department are unfairly attacked for doing their jobs.
They protect the American people from violent crime, terrorism, and other threats to their safety while safeguarding our civil rights.
A Morning Consult political poll shows 49% of registered voters approve of the FBI search, while 37% say they disapprove. Skyler Henry, CBS News, Washington.
A Florida federal court has set a deadline of 3 p.m. Eastern time tomorrow for the Trump team to notify them if they have any objections to unsealing that federal search warrant. Meanwhile, a man in Ohio is dead after trying to breach the FBI field office in Cincinnati. Police shot and killed 42-year-old Ricky Schiffer after he fled the scene, leading to an hours-long standoff. Authorities say they tried to use less lethal options to arrest him before he pointed a gun at officers.
The suspect then did raise a firearm toward law enforcement, and shots were fired by law enforcement officers on the scene. At that point, the suspect was deceased. He succumbed to his injuries at the scene, and everything remains under investigation at this time.
Federal investigators are now looking into Schiffer's background, including possible ties to far-right extremist groups, including the Proud Boys, and whether he was at the U.S. Capitol during the January 6th insurrection. His motivation for trying to breach the FBI office also remains under investigation. A Wisconsin man is being committed to a mental institution for the rest of his life after being convicted of a murder that was ruled a hate crime. 27-year-old Daniel Navarro of Fond du Lac was convicted of first-degree intentional homicide in a crash that killed a retired law enforcement officer in the summer of 2020. Navarro told investigators he had been verbally attacked by white people because of his race and killed the man because he was white. Navarro pleaded not guilty due to mental disease. Two doctors told a jury that Navarro suffered from schizophrenia. Madison police say a man's thumb was bitten off during a fight at Warner Park earlier this week. Officers were called to the area just before 6 in the morning Wednesday. Police say an argument started between two people who knew each other while they were drinking at the park. The 63-year-old man whose thumb was bitten off was taken to the hospital. No arrests have yet been made. We now know the identity of a person who was hit by a car on the Beltline last weekend. Medical examiners in Dane County say 40-year-old Carmelo Garcia Alvarado of Nicaragua died at the scene of a crash on the westbound Beltline near Agriculture Drive. Alvarado was not in a vehicle when he was hit by a car just after 5 in the morning last Saturday. The medical examiner confirmed he died from his injuries. That crash remains under investigation by authorities. The medical examiner's office also identifying a bicyclist who died after being hit by a car a little over a week ago. 79-year-old William Cummings of Madison died after being hit by a box truck while riding his bicycle in the area of Flom Road at Mustang Way on the east side. That was on Monday, August 1st. Officials say Cummings died at the scene. That crash remains under investigation by Madison police. Parents, the countdown is on to the start of the school year. Doctors say your kids, well, they should be in bed by now if they're going to be ready by the first day. Now is the time to start working on those sleep habits and getting them back into the school year routine. Dr. Lindsay Geyer at SSM Health says most kids need between 10 to 12 hours of sleep each night. She says the trick is to start with the time the kids need to be up in the morning for school and count backwards from there. There are also ways to tell how well they're adjusting to the school schedule.
They're able to wake up on their own for school, or if it's pretty easy to get out of bed in the morning, they're probably getting enough sleep. If that is not the case, probably need to be going to bed a little bit earlier.
Now, the best way to make sure your kids are getting enough sleep, don't let them take their phones to bed. Doctors say parents need to set a good example as well when it comes to that. Still to come, the Cubs and the Reds didn't have lights when they first started playing more than a century ago, but their game tonight certainly had an old-time feel. We'll show you how thousands flocked to Iowa for big league action at the Field of Dreams tonight and how it was a family affair for many in attendance.
Whether you have a design emergency or you just want to shop the best furniture showroom in town, you need Dwellings, Madison's best kept secret for design and furniture. Shop our fabulous showroom, Hard Rock Road, Fitchburg.
At Pick and Save, we believe local produce shouldn't be hard to find. That's why we work with local farms right in our own backyard to bring you fresher than fresh produce.
You got everything I need. You're like medicine to me. Oh, baby, you.
Because shopping for local produce should be as easy as shopping at your local Pick and Save. Pick and Save, fresh for everyone.
It's time to amp up the fun at your local Ford dealer. The summer Supercharged sales event is here. So stop by your Ford dealer today and check out great offers on select Ford vehicles. Then discover how Ford can take your summer to a whole new level.
Choose Flex Buy on a 2022 Ford Escape or Edge SUV and get 0% APR financing for 66 months.
Hey, we're here at the local farmers market where Informed Choice Insurance Agency is offering fresh, hand-picked local Medicare. What do you mean when you say shop local for Medicare?
Your local Medicare plans have all of the bells and whistles the national TV ads promise, only better because you're working with local agents who know the doctors, specialists, and the hospital networks inside and out. You're not going to get that talking to a national call center wanting to check your zip code.
Don't be fooled by national TV hype. When it comes to your Medicare options, keep it local with Informed Choice Insurance Agency, and their services are free.
I'm Tim Michaels. I'm not a politician. I'm a businessman who helped build a great Wisconsin company and created thousands of jobs. Tony Evers, Joe Biden, they're two peas in a pod. Both career politicians and way over their head, failing the country and the state of Wisconsin. That's why I'm running. We need to have strong, proven executive leadership in Madison that can get things done and make this state as great as it can be.
It's go time, people. We all have a story to tell. So let's come together to laugh out loud, to share some hope and joy, all on my new show.
Weekdays on WISC-TV starting September 12th. You're watching News 3 Now at 10.
Welcome back. U.S. Senate candidate Mandela Barnes back on the campaign trail today, traveling across the state with the person he's hoping to join in Washington, Senator Tammy Baldwin, along with Barnes at campaign events in Racine, Green Bay, and Cambridge as part of his Working for Wisconsin campaign. That stop in Cambridge focused on Barnes' pitch to Wisconsin farmers, while also urging people to get to the polls in November.
Scott Walker is the former governor because of your hard work. Scott Walker is the former governor because we had the highest turnout, highest midterm turnout in the history of this state. That is what grassroots activism looks like. And I can tell you, we're going to do it again this November when we send Ron Johnson packing.
Meanwhile, Senator Ron Johnson released a new campaign ad today touting his beginnings. The ad talks about his family growing up and starting his plastics business in Oshkosh. Johnson has a media event planned for Milwaukee next week. Barnes will be back in Dane County for another campaign stop in Madison tomorrow afternoon. Republicans also attacking Barnes today in response to his stop in Cambridge. The state's GOP spokesperson released a statement saying in part that his stop at a farm, quote, won't erase his tone-deaf support for the Green New Deal that would make life harder for farmers struggling with Bidenflation. The Republican-controlled Wisconsin state legislature joining another lawsuit against the Wisconsin Elections Commission, this time hoping to block guidance that allows the so-called curing of absentee ballot envelopes. The suit stems from 2016 guidance that told clerks they were allowed to enter some missing information on a returned absentee ballot envelope, including the zip code or the witness's address. The Elections Commission submitted the guidance to the legislature as a formal rule, but the legislature threw out the rule last month. The guidance will remain in place until the lawsuit is decided. Some good news for drivers tonight. AAA says the national average price for a gallon of regular gas has now dipped below $4 per gallon, the first time in 5 months that national prices have been that low. Experts say relief at the pumps is due to an increase in global oil supply and a decrease in fuel demand. Here in Wisconsin, prices are even lower than the national average, coming in today at about $3.66 3.96 per gallon statewide, an average of 3.52 per gallon in Dane County and 3.48 per gallon in Rock County. It's the last thing you expect to see come flying at you when you're driving down the interstate. Take a look at this. At least 7 porta potties fell off a truck on I-94. This was near Milwaukee, scattering them across the highway. Several people crashed into those porta potties, with 4 cars needing to be towed away. Luckily, the portable toilets were empty, with the exception of some toilet paper, and nobody was hurt. Still, drivers said they could not believe their eyes.
I was so shook. I was beyond shook. I was like, is that a porta potty? I'm like, where did it even come from? Did they just set it there? Because it was just standing. It was standing, but like rolling. So I was like, there's no way this is just possible. There's no way this makes sense.
Now, the company that was hauling the porta potties hasn't said what happened here, but the sheriff's office says the driver was not given a ticket. You only have a couple more chances to visit Packers training camp this summer. The team announced the times for its final public practices of training camp tonight. Practice on August 16th and 17th, next Tuesday and Wednesday, will start at 10:30 in the morning. The team's final public practice this week was yesterday, as they get ready for the first preseason game of the year tomorrow night against the San Francisco 49ers. We're now a month away from the Packers' regular season opener at Minnesota. That'll be on September 11th. If you build it, they will come. And that's exactly what happened in Iowa today, as Major League Baseball hosted another game at the Field of Dreams, this time between the Cubs and the Reds. Eric Hansen has more on the fans that flooded the small town of Dyersville today.
Even in the line that stretched for a block, dads could already tell.
It is. Today is a special day.
Because right by Ryan's side,
Wilson Contreras, catcher, batting second.
Breckett was rattling off the Cubs starting lineup. About the same time, Brandon Jr. in the Joey Votto jersey.
Get there. All right. Good job.
Fired a strike into Brandon Sr., the guy he watched the movie with just last week and plays catch with nearly every night.
Seeing the importance of that, and just the family time that you can have, and you can't get this back. And this is something that he's going to remember forever. So yeah, there's nothing like it playing with your son.
For 2 hours, Dyersville's cornfield was filled with family moments. Kids throwing, dads catching, and everyone trying their best to freeze this moment on this field in their memory box. Ghost players see these moments and pose for pictures most every week. But when Jim Offerman, an extra in the movie, convinced his son to suit up too, so they could have a catch?
Yeah, it gets you a lot. Having him here gets me.
Choked up dads and grandpas were all over Dyersville's field for 2 hours, soaking in these moments. And the game, that was still an hour away.
Also featured tonight, a hologram of Harry Carey singing "Take Me Out to the Ball Game" for the 7th inning stretch. And Zach will have more on the game just a few minutes in sports. In the meantime, let's check in with Gary for our certified most accurate forecast. Gary, you've been to that field.
I have been. It's a beautiful field, and they've missed out on the rain today. Tonight, hopefully there'll be enough breaks in the clouds to see the Perseid meteor shower. Now, this probably will be most visible late at night because of the full moon. That the brightness of the moon will kind of work against things. But if you look after midnight, especially in the northeastern sky, and try to get away from city lights as much as possible, but you might be able to see anywhere from 25 to 50 meteors per hour. So about one every half or every minute, or one every 2 minutes, depending on how much light there is and how much of a break there are in the clouds. Possible seeing them again tomorrow night, but I think we'll have more cloud cover. High resolution Doppler radar, no rain here, but there are clouds and showers, and at times even a couple of thunderstorms from parts of Minnesota and Iowa. These have been weakening a little bit, but tomorrow they'll be moving eastward into Wisconsin. And you can see on future track precipitation estimates, most of the rain tonight out to the west. This area of showers will probably develop late tomorrow night and into early Saturday morning. Much of southern Wisconsin will kind of be in between those two areas. So we'll be just looking at light rainfall amounts. 3 things you need to know. There'll be some scattered showers, not an all-day rain tomorrow, and the rain will generally be pretty light unless you get caught underneath one of the thunderstorms, and even then they shouldn't last very long. Saturday will warm back up into the lower 80s with just a slight chance for a shower or thunderstorm, and then much of next week will be mild. High temperatures will be in the mid to upper 70s, and it'll be mainly dry dry. Other than Thursday afternoon into Friday, looks like we'll see dry weather for the week. Drought monitor, well, of course, that has improved with the rain that we had in the last few days. Just far southeastern Wisconsin right now, abnormally dry conditions. Moderate drought, though, in parts of far northern Wisconsin, and a moderate to severe drought out toward the Twin Cities because they've missed out on some of the rain that we've gotten. But you can see to the south and west still high drought conditions, even exceptional drought conditions over parts of the Dakotas into Kansas. They've been suffering underneath the heat. And take a look at those temperatures today. 100 in North Platte, Nebraska, upper 90s in Kansas. But that's the warm side of the jet stream. The jet stream runs in between the warmer air and cooler air. That's where we are. We're in the cool side of the jet stream right now. The dividing line is this front, but it's going to take its time moving northeastward. So the showers that have been developing have been along that front. Temperatures right now pretty comfortable here. A little warmer to the south and west. A little bit of that warm air will reach us on Saturday. So for tomorrow, look for mostly cloudy skies, some scattered showers, perhaps an isolated thunderstorm. The clouds holding a high temperature down to about 70 degrees. You can see on future tracks starting tomorrow morning, there's 9 a.m. The rain just moving into southwestern Wisconsin, and then some showers, perhaps an isolated thunderstorm, not widespread coverage. This is 3 p.m. I think much of the evening should be dry. Then as we get into later parts of tomorrow night, you can see some scattered showers and thunderstorms, mainly in northeastern Wisconsin, a couple popping up in southern Wisconsin. Those temperatures, though, will warm up as we head into Saturday. There'll probably be some breaks in the clouds. Notice the southerly winds getting temperatures up to around 80, but notice the wind shift to the northeast behind that warmer air. Temperatures already starting to fall by Saturday afternoon, and we'll be back into the mid-70s as we head into Sunday. Rainfall amounts, again, spotty. Areas that get it, probably less than 1/10 of an inch unless you get a heavier shower or thunderstorm. 7 to 10 day forecast after the 81 on Saturday. Like I said, mid to upper 70s pretty much all of next week. Other than a chance for a thunderstorm Thursday afternoon and a couple of showers and thunderstorms Friday, we're looking at pretty dry weather.
And coming up in sports, Isaac Guerrero finally healthy. What the Badger running back says he's using his multiple comebacks to his advantage this season. That's next on News 3 Now.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
What you see is important. How you see is important too. Get personalized care from experienced optometrists at Shopco Optical. Better eye care. You'll see. Right now, get 40% off lenses with the purchase of any frames. Shopco Optical.
It's Fuel Frenzy Weekend this Friday through Sunday at Hy-Vee. Get a 5-cent fuel saver on fresh ground chuck, a 5-cent fuel saver on Lay's potato chips, an 8-cent fuel saver on Baskin and Bushel blueberries, an 8-cent fuel saver on 7-Up or Canada Dry 6-packs when you buy 4, a 5-cent fuel saver on Entenmann's Little Bites, and get a 20-cent fuel saver on Mia Italian Take and Bake pizzas. Don't miss Fuel Frenzy Weekend this Friday through Sunday at Hy-Vee. Denny's all-time favorite Super Slam is back. Get bacon, sausage, eggs, hash browns, and buttermilk pancakes for only $6.99. Give your wallet a break and send it on a Summer Slamcation. The hottest deals are at Denny's, America's value destination.
Allergies just try to stop us being the greatest versions of ourselves. ALLEGRA lasts up to 6 times longer than Benadryl. So trees, you won't take us down.
ALLEGRA starts working 2 times faster than Claritin, so dust, you won't wipe us out.
And unlike Zyrtec, ALLEGRA won't make us drowsy. So fur, you won't phase us.
Take ALLEGRA before your allergy symptoms take over you.
Live your
greatness.
And new ALLEGRA Hives works to relieve itching and reduce hives for 24 hours.
At USAA, we've been called too exclusive because we only serve those who honorably serve. All ranks, all branches, and their eligible family members. Yep, that is exclusive, and we're fine with that.
During Toyota's national sales event, we're working hard to deliver new Toyotas so you can enjoy the last of summer. From hitting the rapids with a RAV4 hybrid, to kicking up sand in a Tundra, or camping out in a Highlander. Hey guys!
Get 1.9% APR for 48 months on a new 2022 Toyota Corolla, Camry, RAV4, Highlander, or Tacoma. Visit Toyota.com to learn more.
Come in today.
Toyota, let's go places.
At Machinery Row Bicycles, you'll find Wisconsin's largest selection of triathlon and time trial bicycles from Giant, Live, Felt, and Trek. Whether you're signed up for your very first sprint triathlon or you're looking to take home the Ironman Wisconsin title, we've got the bicycle in service for you. Machinery Row Bicycles offers you expertise in accessories, clothing, nutrition, rentals, and fitting services. Machinery Row Bicycles is within sight of the Ironman starting line and right on the bicycle path. So transition into the most beautiful bicycle store in the world, Machinery Row Bicycles.
What you see is important. That makes quality eye care important too. Get personalized care from experienced optometrists at Shopko Optical. Better eye care. You'll see. It's back to school time. Prep your student for success with a comprehensive eye exam.
When Isaac Guerrero is healthy, he can show off his game-breaking speed and make plays like this on the field. But the problem for the Badger running back has been staying healthy. He's played in just 11 games over his first 3 seasons because of hamstring injuries, and then last year missed the final 9 games after fracturing his foot in warm-ups at Illinois. That injury caused him to miss spring practice, but Guerrero is back on the field for fall camp and is finally feeling healthy. And coming back from yet another injury, he's using all that adversity as fuel when he gets on the field.
I like to use it to my advantage, you know, as just like a mental fuel, you know, just to use that edge that I have on people, because, you know, it's like, you know, people who haven't been through what I've been through, you know, they don't have that extra edge that, you know, like this opportunity could be my last, you never know. So, I mean, you know, just keeping that edge, keeping that mentality every single play, you know, practice.
After 8 seasons in the NFL, James White has announced he's retiring. The former Badger was drafted in the 4th round by the Patriots and spent his entire career in New England, where he won 3 Super Bowls. White was a 4-time team captain and racked up over 4,500 total yards and 36 touchdowns. The words defending, reigning, and even national champions have been cut out of the Wisconsin volleyball team's vocabulary. It's a new year and a new team. Jordan Reed caught up with the Badgers during their first week of practice and has more on what this group will talk about.
New year, new faces.
We're making this our own team.
New mindset.
Playing ground is even. You know, nobody's won anything yet. Nobody's lost anything. There's no really rankings at all. So it's really just kind of getting after it all at once, and we're all ready to compete.
While many view the Badgers as the defending champions, that's not how they see themselves.
We're not the defending national champs. Like, we're a whole different team. Like, we are us. Like, that was last year's team. This is a whole new chapter, a whole new start. So no pressure, just go out there and play.
And now that practice and prep for the upcoming season has officially begun, it's all about
progress. You know, 1% better every day, every drill, every pass, every set. You know, we want to get better.
So they can forge a new path. In Madison, Jordan Reed, News 3 Sports.
We said it earlier, if you build it, they will come. And tonight, the MLB returned to the Field of Dreams in Dyersville, Iowa with the Reds and Cubs. Cubbies jumped out early. Ian Happ smacks one back up the middle, part of a 3-run first inning for Chicago. They get the win in the Hawkeye State, 4-2, the final. We're back after this.
Gruber Law Offices has been fighting and winning for people injured by big trucks for more than 30 years. We can help you from the safety and comfort of your own home. Our virtual sign-up process is quick and easy. One call, that's all.
It's Slumberland's anniversary sale, and to celebrate, we're stacking the deals. Buy any sofa or sectional and get 20% off your second purchase. Now for the stacking, get another 20% off both items.
20 plus another 20?
Yep, and there's more. Buy any recliner or accent chair and get 20% off your second purchase. And stack an additional 20% off both items.
Discounts? On top of discounts?
Plus, we are still offering great special financing at Slumberland Furniture.
Migraine attacks? You can't always avoid triggers like stress. Qulipta can help prevent migraine attacks. You can't prevent what's going on outside. That's why Qulipta helps what's going on inside. Qulipta is a pill, gets right to work to prevent migraine attacks and keeps them away over time. Qulipta blocks CGRP, a protein believed to be a cause of migraine attacks. Qulipta is a preventive treatment for episodic migraine. Most common side effects are nausea, constipation, and tiredness. Learn how AbbVie could help you save on Qulipta.
Now is the time to switch to Spectrum Internet.
America's leading internet provider just got even faster, with speeds now starting at 300 megabits per second. Faster speeds to game, faster speeds to stream, faster speeds to work or learn from home. All with 99.9% network reliability. Get Spectrum Internet for just $49.99 a month, plus a free modem and free online security software. Call 877-906-9192. Add advanced Wi-Fi to get enhanced security for your home network, automatically blocking outside threats to your devices. If it's connected, it's protected. So no matter what you do online, you can do it faster, safer, and more reliably with Spectrum. Now is the time to switch. Get Spectrum Internet with faster speeds for the same great price. Just $49.99 a month with starting speeds of 300 megabits per second. Visit Spectrum.com to find out more or call 877-906-9192.
Culligan Water delivers. From your first call, to your first sip, to your first soak. Culligan, give us a tap. The only water that comes with a van.
It's time for new energy-efficient replacement windows from Champion.
Right now, buy 2 windows, get 2 free. Don't sweat over high energy bills. Stay comfortable in your home all year long. Call or go online to book your free estimate at getchampionwindows.com.
If you've been injured in a truck crash, call Gruber Law Offices. Trucking law can be extremely complicated. There are specific rules and regulations that apply, and we know what it takes to win. Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
Call for action, only on News 3 Now.
Gary rejoins us. Final check of the forecast.
Beautiful evening out there. The humidity levels are down. There's the live view from the Edgewater Skycam. There are a couple of showers still out to the west and Iowa. They've been going over the same general area. They really can't make it eastward of Waterloo. So it'll be a while before we see rain here. 6-hour future track radar maybe starts to show some showers west of La Crosse as we head toward early tomorrow morning. Chris Reese will update you on the progress of the rain. Right now, temperatures in the 50s already east of Madison, lower 60s to the west of town. Look for a low temperature of about 53, high tomorrow of 70 with plenty of clouds, perhaps a couple of showers or even an isolated thunderstorm. Then a brief warm-up for Saturday with a high of 81, a slight chance for a thunderstorm. Next week looking very nice. Really the only rain chance would be Thursday afternoon through Friday, otherwise dry weather.
All right, Gary, thank you. Thanks for joining us for News 3 Now at 10. We hope you have a great night.